Okay, and good morning, and welcome to our latest Innerva interview. And today I'm really excited. We've gone international, I'm going to be speaking to Christian Bache, who is one of the founders of the Feelgood concept from Norway. Christian, it'd be great if you could sort of tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us a little bit about the Feelgood concept, when it started, and where you guys are based.
Yeah, sure. Pleasant. Thank you for the invite first, John. It's a really pleasure to be part of the Innerva team and to work with you guys. And you have made some magnificent machines that we are currently working with and doing great success with across Europe. So it's been a pleasure, and we are really doing something good for people. So my name is Christian Bache. I'm from Norway. I'm 36 years old. And my background, just a little bit about that, I was a full-time athlete until I was 28, doing something it's called biathlon. So it's a winter sport that is big in Europe. So that was my job for the whole big part of my life. And then I was also studying sports science in the university in Östersund in Sweden, and marketing. And it was kind of a coincidence that I rolled into the Feelgood world together with my two other business partners, Truls and Knut Ole. So the three of us own and run the company together now. So the first Feelgood center with the Innerva machine started in the beginning of March 2015. So it's been a while, but when the first center opened, it didn't even have a price list of the memberships. It was completely bare knuckles. So it has been a journey to develop the concept during the past years, and it has been ups and downs, but it has been a really good journey. And we have now crossed over 80 centers in Europe.
Wow.
So we have 57 in Norway, and
Okay.
the other ones are shattered around Spain, Austria, Germany, and now in Turkey. So
yeah, I saw that you've launched a sort of a Feelgood sort of add-on, almost a travel piece, and I picked up you've got a suite now in Turkey, haven't you, in a hotel there?
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan, because in the winter time in Norway, there is a lot of, especially older people, that don't feel at home in the cold environment with all the snow and stuff. So we have started a travel agency that are doing health travels down to Turkey to that hotel, where they can have a long stay with all inclusive and exercising and a good time.
And talk to me a bit about what's the idea that kind of sits behind the Feelgood concept, because I've been fortunate enough to visit you guys in Norway, see a couple of your installations. It's such a great product. It's so friendly and sort of inclusive and such a positive thing, which I guess in the UK we would come to expect from our Scandinavian cousins. But talk to me a bit more about the Feelgood concept. What kind of sits behind that?
Yeah, so we have two global problems: people being inactive and people being lonely. So those are the two things that we are really working to solve in a positive way. So everyone in Norway knows that you have to exercise and use your body to have a good health. Everybody knows that, but it's easy to know it. It's harder to do something about it. And exercising, especially normal exercising that you do in the gym, it's bloody hard, and it's difficult, and it's really tough if you don't have any experience for exercising from the past. And it's also a not so friendly environment to be part of. I've been a top athlete, and I don't feel at home at the gym. It's not a really friendly environment to be part of. And when you are an old lady, 84 years old, and you live on the countryside in Norway, and you're going to a small little gym with some weights that you don't know how to use, you can imagine it's not going to be a pleasant experience. So that was kind of the whole thing, that we wanted to shift the whole industry to something that was more friendly, inviting, that you didn't need to know what you were going to do, because everything was fixed. like the exercise time, the movement that you are going to do. And another thing that's also really important with the machines is that you don't get an feedback of what you have done effort-wise, because and that is going strictly against the normal science with sports science, because are have to go and perform better, and you have to lift more weights and run farther. But people are forgetting that when you're getting older, you are weaker, you don't have as much energy that you have when you were younger, and then you are put down that you don't can manage to lift as much weights that you did when you were younger. So all of that is gone on Feelgood, because a trip to Feelgood will always be a pleasant trip, because you have done the most you can do right there and then, and you are not put down by how much the guy beside you are pushing and doing. You're just focusing on yourself.
And the bit I really like about it is you absolutely understand your audience there, and you know, when you go and visit your facilities, you know, you can really see that how it then transfers, and the things you're describing, you know, actually are being really delivered by the Feelgood concept. So what would you say? What would you say the thing is that you're most proud about Feelgood?
I'm actually most proud of that we have made a product that isn't the product that we would want to have. If you see what I mean, because I have made so many hours researching the group that we are making a product for, and try to go into their heads and see what they want. So it's not the way that I maybe would want a Feelgood center to be, but it's the one that the way that the customers want it to be.
Yeah.
And when you see that the average age on the Feelgood centers is now 66 years old, and the oldest person now is 101-year-old. But we are also having younger people. We have the youngest people, or the younger member is 11 years old. But then they are prone to have some kind of physical problem with rheumatism or something like that. But the spectrum is so large. And the thing that made me so to fall in love with the machines and the Feelgood brand was that I had the sense that I could exercise with the machines.
Yeah.
When I was a top athlete. I could have a good exercise with them. And then we could have a lady 90 years old in the same machines right after me, not doing any adjustments with the machines or anything. And she would also have a good exercise. And then you have the whole people spectrum and all of the different kind of outcomes from, what kind of position they are in their lives.
It's a really good thing to be proud of, and it's great to sort of see that you know, the successes are clearly there, and I think you referenced you got over 80 facilities now, you know, across Europe, which is brilliant. So what about the plans for the future? You know, I know you guys are sort of ambitious. You know, what's the short-term plans, and what are the long-term plans for Feelgood?
The short-term time plan is to roll out more centers. So we are planning to do about 10-15 centers a year at the least. But we are seeing that the market just in Norway, it's room for more than 500 centers. And we think that is possible to do, because the market is screaming after the product. And the thing is, we haven't marketed for bringing new owners to the Feelgood center once. It has been organic growth. So all of the centers that have opened have come to us and asked if they can open. So when we are releasing that valve and start to promote it more, then things will really start to happen. But we are,
sorry.
Yeah, we are a little team. We are 3 persons, so we have taken baby steps to the part to the space we are now, but things are really starting to go the right way.
Well, I mean, I think that's amazing, you know, for the 3 guys for you to sort of expand to the size that you have done is phenomenal. And you referenced there about owners, and you know, if there are any businesses, sites, facilities sort of in the areas that you kind of work in Europe, how do potential customers find out more about you?
They usually go on the website, and then we have a form that you can apply for open up a center. But that's also a main thing to discuss here, because when you go into the gym industry, it's normally people that really enjoys go to the gym and have a personal trainer experience or something like that. The people that are open up the Feelgood centers are not like that. The most common things about our Feelgood owners are that they like to help people. So our youngest Feelgood Center owner is 33 years old, but our oldest owner is 83 years old, and he has no experience about exercising, because that's the beauty, that the machines know what you're doing. So his job is to make people feel at home. So that's a completely other way to look at the gym industry.
And it's really it's an interesting point you make there, Christian, because I think probably, let's call it the mainstream health and fitness industry, can probably learn a few lessons there, where, you know, actually if you create a nice environment and then it's welcoming, you know, to a lesser or greater degree, the sort of activity there is not so important. It's the ability, it's that belonging piece, and that sort of, you know, that kind of inclusive feel that you kind of guys have been really successful in producing. Christian, thanks for your time. Really interesting. I could certainly speak for longer, but these are supposed to be sort of bite-sized chunks. So, you know, thanks very much for your time. And the Feelgood website. What's the URL for the Feelgood website?
So it's feelgood.eu.
Yeah, feelgood.eu. So if anybody does want to find out more about Feelgood or contact Christian, go to the website. And Christian, thanks very much for your time. And that's really great.
Thanks for being a part.
Thank you.